Welcome to JCI Việt Nam Public Speaking 2020. Today we will meet a lady who is a former contestant of JCI Public Speaking 2019. She is an IELTS teacher. However, she still joined the public speaking contest of JCI. Today we will let's find out what has led her to this decision. As we all know, before you participated to JCI Public Speaking 2019, you have been an IELTS teacher, so which have encouraged you to still join this contest?
It probably because public speaking has always been my passion. Before joining this contest, I was fortunate enough to know about a public speaking organization from America, and I have been in that organization for more than 5 years. So because of that organization, I knew about the public speaking contest of JCI, and I think one of my advantage is that I also an IELTS teacher, so I have good English background, which helped me to deliver message in an English speech more effectively.
About memories, what is the best memory that you remember about this contest?
That must be when I first knew about the contest. I was very excited to join, so I was among the first contestants to submit the online video. Then since I was the first one to submit, the organizing team have quite an impression with me. When they posted the video in the fan page, and the thumbnail was the picture of me spreading my arms like this because I was speaking, I was using the body language, and people just looked at that and they remembered me as the contestant which just used this gesture. So when I came to the final round and people saw me and they was like, hello. So I think that was a fun memory.
Oh yeah, and because when you do the first online round, so it's hard to communicate with the audience and the joystick. So do you have any tips for our new person?
Yes, I think that it would be very challenging for public speaker to speak in front of the camera, because people sometimes have the camera fear. Whenever they speak in front of camera, they would just freeze. So what I would suggest the contestants to do is to practice public speaking in front of a familiar group first. It can be their families, their friends, to get used to speaking first. And then another thing that they could do is to have real people behind the cameras. So when they speak, it would feel like they're speaking in front of people, not the camera. They would feel more motivated. And always remember to look at the camera, because when you make the video, your real audience is behind the camera.
What are the differences between public speaking and speaking part in IELTS?
Yes, I think that would be different, but they can support each other, because IELTS is a language test. So the test takers don't focus too much on the content of the speech, but rather focusing on showing off their language to increase their band score. So they may use academic words, phrasal verbs and idioms to show off that they can speak English well. But with public speaking, it's different. It depends on the English proficiency of the audience, that the speaker have to adjust their language. It doesn't have to be academic all the time. Another important thing is, in public speaking, the message is the most important thing. So the choice of language depends on the preference of the audience and the purpose of the message.
Before we stop, do you have any mini tips for our new contestant before they join our contest?
Yes, I think public speaking is one of the greatest fear of a lot of people around the world. So especially for students who didn't have a lot of experience speaking in a large stage, it can be terrifying. So I would suggest people that practice really makes perfect.
Do you have any mini tips for our new contestant before they participating in our contest?
Yes, public speaking is actually one of the greatest fear of people all over the world. So it can be very challenging for people who didn't have experience to speak in front of a large audience. So I think the tip number one is practice really makes perfect. You can speak in a comfortable environment first. It can be your friends, your family, to get used to the topic. And another thing is to prepare very carefully the content of the speech, because the JCI public speaking contest focuses on the global issues which people don't usually talk about. So you may find yourself lack of ideas or lack of vocabulary. So it's better to write down the outline of your speech in bullet points so you don't forget what you're gonna say.
So before we goodbye our audience, I have questions that's not linked to public speaking, but I know that after you join the contest, you have decided to join. JCI. So why?
To be honest, I didn't know about JCI when I joined the contest. I joined the contest because I knew the information from Toastmaster, which was the public speaking organization I participated before. But after I joined the contest, I was deeply impressed by the way the organizing team was taking care of the contestants and how professional everything was. So I found out more information about JCI. I read the mission and the vision of the organization, and again, I was impressed by why JCI was established and the talented people that they have. I wanted to be among those people, and together we can do something good for the community. So I think it's gonna be a great journey.
Yeah. So we are very thank you for joining our interview today. So I hope I can see you in some activity of JCI in the future. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I hope that JCI Public Speaking 2020 will be a great success.